Well, I think by revolution in the streets, by the seizure of American institutions.
If you have people in the streets milling around, they're going to be shot at by somebody.
I know.
So
that.
you want a violent revolution, is what you're suggesting.
Personally, I would welcome a violent revolution because personally, there's something in me personally that finds violence.
You find it sexy.
Well, who would you be shooting
sexy,
at?
Yeah. I view it. I view it all very novelistically. I mean, almost voyeuristically, the whole thing. And
Stendhal.
I understand something about the impulses behind, particularly young males, traction to the employment of violent means, and something about what it says about their manhood and what it says about what American institutions do in terms of emasculation, the extension of adolescence, and so on, to the young male. Now, when if you're going to talk about revolution, you're talking about that part of the left which seeks to break down liberal democracy and the corporate liberal democracy in the United States by so dividing the country, that is, a proportion of the country. In other words, a good portion of the left's function is the advancement of despair.
Yeah, polarization.
Right, and it's to take to get a strong enough minority, it doesn't have to be very large, of the population who are so deeply into despair over the possibility of change within the system that they're willing to form an organization, a revolutionary underground, and use any means necessary to bring it down. And just the experience of my life in this country, I don't think and believe anymore you're going to bring about massive change in this country through democratic electoral. I think I support the idea of revolution. If revolution came, I would support it. I haven't.
How would you support it?
I know enough about myself that
by running the mimeograph machine or running the machine gun?
I don't have the physical courage to be willing to die. I don't want to die, and I'm not willing to die for the revolution or anything else. I mean, I know that enough about myself. I have no physical courage at all. And what draws me into situations of political violence is not courage, but a kind of psychological need in me to involve myself that way.
Why don't you take up flying airplanes?
I also know that I am part of a class, and am part of a privileged class, that would be liquidated. I mean, they may get you first, but they'd get me next. And I know that absolutely.
They got to get George Meany first before they can get me.
So, but it doesn't matter to me, because I firmly want revolution to come. And the reasons for it are very complex.
And what happens afterward doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think I'll be around to see, you know. No, I mean, it seems very
You don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what it's going to lead. You can see that there'll be some.
So you're continually trying to find rationality behind what people do politically, particularly what the left does politically. It's anti-rational. That's why it's anarchistic and nihilistic. It's anti-rational. And then when you demand...
Then why do you have to treat it like something intelligent? Why not just put it all in those sort of in loony bins? I mean, people are going to talk revolution because it's irrational.
The motivation behind it is not rational, because most people, including myself, who came to their political position came to it experientially rather than intellectually.
But Sartre wouldn't accept that, would he?
And why, when we do something, it was if I took a position on the war and so on, I take it on the basis of rational grounds and logic and so on. But the motivation behind, say, the desire for these abstractions doesn't come intellectually, it comes emotionally, it comes out of the gut. And that's why you're not going to be, I mean, that's why attacking the left for this, attacking the left,
but
you're looking at a very rational argument, but it doesn't work.
But is it really a left?
Because you're not dealing with what exactly the motivation is behind these people, because you don't understand.